right. Yeah.
Right on. Well, welcome everyone. Really excited to have James Song, the head of business development at Fleta, joining us today. A little bit about the Q&A is to learn more about the really cool blockchain that Fleta's been building, some of their government work, how the integration with Chainlink has been going. Fleta's based out of South Korea, so they have some really exciting things that they've been building out there, and to kind of bring it over to the Western world and let us all learn a little bit more about that. If you have questions throughout, drop them into the chat. We'll try our best to get to them at the end. If not, I'll make sure to drop all the links to talk to both of our respective communities afterwards. James, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello world. This is James Song, head of business development at Fleta. I'll just briefly introduce you guys about Fleta is. Fleta is based out of South Korea. We are a public mainnet blockchain, and we started off officially July 2018, and we started building the testnet, and we were able to launch our mainnet successfully last November. So we're focusing on our dApp ecosystem at the same time, trying to bring what we have done in Korea to outside the world, such as Western world and the other side of the world. So while doing that, we have worked with the South Korean government regarding putting medical data into blockchain. And we are one of the unique projects that are built on Golang. So we are setting up the methodologies about the Golang and trying to promote the software industry in general. So I guess we'll be wrapping up 2020, and coming up 2021, we'll be working on globalization at the same time. Yeah, I'll dive more details in the later on, but yeah, globalization and also working on our dApp ecosystem. So happy to meet you all.
Yeah, no, it's a real pleasure been working with your team, and a real pleasure to have you joining us. So thank you very much for taking the time. And yeah, it seems with today's world, it's a great time to be building something around medical data and
For sure, yeah.
really helping kind of progress these things forward. So definitely kudos to your team and the novel stuff that you're working on.
Mhm.
You Before we kind of get into Fleta, do you want to talk a little bit about your background and kind of what got you into Fleta?
Yeah, I mean, I actually been Fleta for almost like 2.5 years now. So I guess Fleta would be my first project that got me into blockchain and also all crypto roles. So ever since I heard about its vision, because back in 2018, nothing was built. We only had the white papers and tech papers and what we were trying to build. And I love the concept. And now looking back, we have achieved what we were trying to do. So now we're trying to make what we have built and trying to make the better world. We do believe our own unique blockchain can provide dApps the real solutions for them to provide the real services to users. So yeah, I mean, before that, I wasn't really into blockchain at all. So, but ever since Fleta vision and actually I saw the Fleta white paper first, but I loved what they wanted to achieve. So I joined just right away. So
That's amazing. Yeah, I was reading your white paper earlier too, and just fascinated with everything that you're building. I think
yeah.
that's a good segue. Do you want to talk specifically about the technology and really what makes Fleta unique compared to other blockchains out there?
Yeah, so basically we wanted to provide I'll say playground for developers to play around. So like I think that's what Ethereum stands out the most. Back in 2016 and 17, they allowed developers to hop into their ecosystem and play around it. And that's what we want to do. Like we want to provide the playground, but a better performance. So we developed from the scratch, not working from any other protocols. So I guess five, our unique technology, independent multi-chain, parallel sharding, and block redesign. And so what was the others? Block redesign, And like our own unique model stands out the most. Like we developed it, and then back in 2018, it was more of like TPS and decentralization that people focused about. But as the market changes, it's more of a consortium and how the mainnet works with the dApps together, such as like providing marketing support or any other like financial support. So we realized that we shouldn't compete with other mainnet platforms, but to collaborate together. So then we adopted this gateway network um, so that Fleta and Ethereum chain can interoperate each other. So once we adopted the gateway solution, we allowed our dApps to still issue their tokens in ERC20, which is more convenient for them to proceed with the listings. But to give a lot of users a real service, we do provide a faster and cheaper solution. So that's how we collaborate with the dApps. So I think that the performance that we tested when we launched the mainnet, setting up the nodes in 5 different continents, achieved stable of 7K TPS. So I think this would be stable enough for dApps to provide users to as many as they want. So I think that makes Fleta unique.
Yeah, that's really exciting, and it really, with building on Golang, makes it easier for other developers to be able to come in and really just jump in instead of having to learn an entire new language, which is huge. And then uh, yeah, I mean, Korea itself has a huge developer ecosystem. What kind of dApps are being built on Fleta at the moment?
So we utilize our independent multi-chain. So we basically provided its own mainnet to dApps that we worked on. So we currently have 4 dApps. Heart number, the mainnet is launched, and we are currently building a mainnet for 3 dApps in Korea. And one of them is called NFUP. Their agriculture project that they want to put the distribution process in blockchain, and also they launched their own agriculture mall, online e-commerce mall. So um, yeah, there will be a lot of use cases in our ecosystem, but still it's more concentrated in Korean market at the moment. So that's
Yeah.
where we can like meet in the face to face and work with the project. So I guess once we finished our virtual machine model, which is planned to be Q1 2021, then we will be more able to draw global developers to build with Fleta or at least play with it. Right now,
Yeah.
the ecosystem for global developers are not fully set yet. So that's what we are lacking at. But I think we'll be able to bring some of the global exchange, global use cases um, later on.
Yeah, the agriculture sounds very interesting, and a lot of the
Yes.
dApps that your focus is a lot different than what
Yeah.
you see, with blockchains focusing on DeFi and kind of going back to the basics of these things that blockchain can provide a whole lot of value for.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe go into depth about the agriculture app, how that works?
Yeah. We so how we work with our current jobs is not really only providing like, hey, here's dev doc, you guys should build with this, but we meet like once a week and then try to like consult in different ways, such as marketing side or business development side. So we help them launching their own shopping mall online. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like instead of like projects dropping tokens, they drop like vegetables and it's pretty cool, right? And then they recently launched the to use their tokens to buy the merchandises.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now we are working on putting their distribution process from the producer to the user, getting the product in front of their door. We are working on putting that process into blockchain. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something you don't hear every day, but really can see how blockchain can provide a lot of value for that. And so when we announced with each other, and we can go into kind of our partnership as well. how does Fleta work with the South Korean government? And you just finished a case study with them. Is that
Yeah.
right?
hmm Yeah. So once we signed the partnership, and of course we needed Oracle solution for not only ourselves but also our dApps too. But initially we designed that since we are um, from May this year, we worked with the government regarding putting clinical trial data into blockchain. So that's what we worked on last year as well. So we provided a concept, and we built a I would say like prototype. And this year will be more uh, I would say enhancing that concept. So we applied the DID solution, working with Round Secure, and we try to make the registry platform where anonymous data should be able to be sent between the chains. So like we store that in public chain, and like the data that should be taken care of, like personal data, we take that in the private chain, and we do connect those two, and we do make sure right admins can access into the data. So that's where DID comes from. And we worked with the Kyunghee University Medical Center, which they have 9 years of the diabetes data. So we utilize that and to make the registry platform. Of course, it's a government project, so we can't like really promote that project as to make money, but
Mhm.
it is to I guess, promote the idea of how we can utilize blockchain in medical field. Not only because right now in Korea, like each hospitals have their own data as their assets, so they're not willing to share the data, although it can be used for goods. So that's what we try to make and try to work with the government. And of course, that the real world data, right, stays off chain. So we actually need a solution to make sure the process stays safe and secured. I guess that's where the Oracle comes along. And and two other use cases as well, like our agriculture project, NFUP, or we would be having more dApps use cases utilizing the off-chain data. And just one thing and last thing came up to my mind was Oracle solution. Then the first thing came up to my mind was Chainlink. So, I mean, what
Perfect.
can be better, right?
Match made in heaven. Yeah, no, it's exciting. You see a lot of finance applications, and that seems kind of the low hanging fruit in the
Yeah.
market. But these kind of use cases, just show the power of Chainlink and the power of developers all around the world, which is
Yeah.
really exciting to see. Uh, yeah, so kind of on that same topic, I think a lot of people who are listening are probably curious too. With South Korea, so how is the Korean government? Are they very receptive right now with cryptocurrencies and blockchain? And what's the sentiment in Seoul and South Korea?
Right now, it's like personally, the government tries to dive into blockchain technology. They
Mhm.
now are interested in it. That's why they're working with several projects regarding how they can provide a real use case using blockchain. Crypto side, still not friendly as the other places are, but I think we're getting into um, we're setting that regulation, right? We before that we had no regulation. That's worse than having strict regulation. So
Mhm.
now we would be having some type of the guidelines
Yeah.
to guide users to have like healthy trading, and to make sure they pay right taxes for it. So yeah, I mean they are not friendly in crypto side, but at least they are started to setting up the regulation and tax laws as well. So I
Yeah.
think the market will be more matured by the time the
Yeah.
regulation is set, which I think is better.
Mhm.
So before the Korean and also other places as well, it was unstable, right? No
Yeah.
regulation. So, but yeah, I think yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah. It's almost
Yeah,
more of those tragedy of the commons situations
Yeah.
where if
Yeah.
there are no boundaries, then there's going to be tragedy. But you got to have some sort of boundary
Right.
within where the playground that you can go play in,
Mm.
uh, type situation. But yeah, that's really exciting. I know previously, South Korea has always been kind of working towards this, and it's exciting to hear that there's more coming.
Yeah.
And within the blockchain community itself, would you say there's a lot of developers building a lot of different dApps in South Korea? And how are developers really excited about blockchain in that area?
Yeah, I mean there are lots of developers, I would say, but I guess if you say 100% as an ecosystem, still there are not many blockchain developers. So I would say like 5% stays in developers. The other would be like traders or just non-blockchain,
Mhm.
non-developers. So I think as the developer size gets bigger, the industry will be much matured. But in Korea, there are many dApps, but there are not many mainnet platforms that provide the dApp solution. So so we wanted to do that. We want to do that. We have been operating in Korea for 2.5 years, and there's a path that we went through. Um, we want to make sure that they don't waste their time doing other stuff, but we want to provide the right tech and right path that we have been through. So um, yeah, I mean there are many apps and developers, but not
Yeah,
many. I guess the blockchains, most
yeah,
of them
yeah.
use Ethereum. So yeah,
That makes sense. I mean, it's so similar here. How do we convince people that are building at the boot camps, and that this blockchain is very exciting, and new developers that are coming in learning JavaScript, React, and convince
yeah,
them. I think one of the things that we'll talk about next, but what really makes you unique compared to other competitors that you have is that you can build with Golang, and that's a language that you learn in these different coding schools and people
mm,
fresh out of college and computer science.
mm.
What other things are you doing at Fleta to bring developers in, and what makes you unique?
Yeah. So I usually don't put other mainnets as a competitors, but I guess there are only two mainnets that are active on that the app market in Korea. That's one is Clayton and the other is us. So obviously they're backed by bigger community and their consortium is way bigger. So um, that's but we still do not want to compete, but we do believe we the like the market resources or any other things maybe Clayton can provide better or but in technical side if you're really looking for your application to be used in not only Korea but also global users with less transaction fee without being overloaded, I think we have the right solution.
Yeah,
So um, we didn't publish this, but we actually tested all of the most of the mainnets, including Clayton and the other mainnets globally, in same condition. But we haven't shared the data yet because um, we don't want to cause the chaos. But we do believe we outstands among most of those. Of course, each mainnet has different advantages. Some
yeah,
protocol is specialized in financials; they are more secured. Some of them is this way, that way. But we are more of like general platform, which is fast and cheaper. So yeah, so I think that makes unique from our competitors, which I see as Clayton in Korean market. So yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and very exciting times. You mentioned that you have some plans coming up in quarter one,
Yeah.
2021. What else is on the product roadmap, and you want to dive into specifically, what that is?
Yeah, first, right now it's yet not really developer friendly to build on top of Fleta right now. So we are going to finish up our SDKs, dev portal, and our virtual machine model by Q1 2021. Then there'll be onboarding apps. So we currently have the other job, which will be the first to be onboarded, is called Handy. So Handy application is gonna be launched this week. Um, so we'll be onboarding dApps transaction into our platform. Then we're gonna hold a global hackathon. So that's where we're gonna have a lot of global developers. We'll be able to look into our technology.
Uh-huh.
So finishing up our dev documentations and a virtual machine model, then having a global hackathon to promote the developer community as well. So
Yeah, that's very exciting, and
yeah.
definitely, definitely, we'll stay in touch. And reach out to me when the hackathon starts getting going, and we would love to be involved.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up here, is there anything else that maybe we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention?
I mean, I just wanted to make sure everyone know that the Oracle is essential. Like making sure off-chain data to on-chain data, connecting that is you need to almost every use cases right now. Like
Yeah,
so we want to bring more use cases using the Oracle solution. One that agriculture, but that can be applied to any like other use cases at the moment. So um, I'll be wanting to bring more use case to you,
yeah,
and maybe next time when we have um, conversation, I hope I can bring a couple more use case using Chainlink Oracle solution.
yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely, would love that, and I think this hackathon sounds like a perfect dive off point, and yeah, we'd love
yeah,
to help with that. That sounds awesome.
alrighty.
Yeah, and then where's the best place for people to follow Fleta's progress and join your community?
Yeah, follow us Twitter at Fleta Chain and join us Telegram at Fleta Official Group. So I'm there like almost 24/7. So just ping me if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. So yeah,
Amazing. Yeah. Well, James, really appreciate you taking the time, and hope you have a good rest of your day there in South Korea. And glad you're able to be in the office. So stay healthy, and
yeah,
it's great to see you. And for everyone else listening in, really appreciate everyone. Remember to subscribe, hit that 10K members over the weekend, which is huge. Started around 1,000 at the beginning of this year. So really exciting, and couldn't do this without each and every one of you. So if you have other projects that you want to hear Q&As from, definitely reach out to me. Can definitely get those set up. I'll make sure to drop all the links from this one into the description afterwards. Video should be up in a few hours, and then you can watch some replays, share that around. But yeah, James, really excited to see more Oracle use cases with both of us, and see all the amazing things that are going to be coming from Fleta over the next couple months. And it's really exciting to see the progress of the case study with the South Korean government and everything that you are working
thank
on.
you,
So congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, I'll be working more hard to bring more good news to you guys later, and then hope everyone stays safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, happy holidays, everyone. And we'll be back on the live streams probably at the beginning of 2021. Have a few lined up, and we'll keep you all informed. And otherwise, have a good rest of your day.